Hey guys, today I'm excited to give you my spoiler-free review for Black Adam. Now, if this is your first time here, I'd love it if you take 1 second and hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any more videos like this one. Okay, let's talk about it. Okay guys, so if you've been around my channel for a while, you know that I love DC. I mean, my daughter's name is Ivy after Poison Ivy. I have a Poison Ivy tattoo. I am a massive fan of comic book movies, both Marvel and DC. Now, Gotham DC is more my jam over like the Justice League type stuff in DC. And so, honestly, I didn't know too much about Black Adam. I kind of know the Justice Society, and I kind of know Shazam, and I kind of know Black Adam, but it just wasn't any of the comics that I really connected with growing up. So, and still now. So I kind of went into this blind-ish on the character, knew very little. So honestly, I can't compare it to comic book backstories. What I will say is very early on in the movie, if you are paying attention, there is a twist later. And if you're paying attention early on, like it's very easily figurable out. Is that the right even language? I don't know. It's easy to figure out if you were paying attention at the beginning. Not a bad thing. Listen, this movie is just so much fun. I've got to admit that it helped to restore my faith in the DCEU. It's getting there. I feel like the last few films we're slowly building up to good times, and I'm very excited to see where the future of the DCEU goes, okay? Now, because there were some misses there. If you guys have been around my channel, you know what I'm talking about. There were ones I was not a fan of. So this is very good and done very well. The Rock was clearly born to play this role. I think he's phenomenal. He's just incredible to look at as doing stunts, but also like just as like the character during the story, which leads me to one of my issues. The story itself is like, it's okay. I mean, here's the thing. This movie is action. It is action-packed. It is basically one big massive action scene after another. Not necessarily a bad thing. However, it does kind of make the movie feel like, okay. I mean, listen, it keeps the pacing going. It keeps it moving along. There's barely ever a dull moment. There's like some comedy that misses, but I mean, it doesn't really dive heavily into the comedy, so it's kind of like meh. And there are a few laugh out loud moments. There are some where like my whole screening laughed, so that's good, but it just felt like it was missing something story-wise. Still, we got a lot of action. Where I also have an issue with is some of the effects aren't great. I mean, listen, DC is known for not having the best effects, and sometimes that comes through in these action sequences. And since we got a lot of action sequences, we got a lot of like, ooh, that looked really bad moments. Still fun and still entertaining. Soundtrack certainly helped. The soundtrack here was amazing. It helped to elevate a lot of moments. It helped really get you into it, especially during, I'll say it again, the massive action sequences, because that's really what this movie is. Now, I will say also it was great to meet these members of the Justice Society. Something I don't love that DC does is they don't give people like their own solo movies before they just throw them in. But this worked with the Justice Society because you see little bits of them, and then we move along. Like, it was actually done really well. They got their moments, and I'm sure we'll see more of them. Everyone really stood out there, which was enjoyable. Now, there is a massive mid-credit scene, no end-credit scene, at least at the press screening that I went to. Sometimes they throw those in after. We waited around and there was none after the credits. But the mid-credit scene is insane and super exciting, and I'm sure you guys all know what it is by now because it has been all over the internet, but it was very awesome and it truly delivered and was very exciting. And especially the way it was done, I like wanted to jump out of my seat and cheer. Which, speaking of jumping out of my seat and cheering, there are several of those moments throughout this film, which is what makes it that special as well. I mean, listen, DC has had its issues. We all know that, okay? The DCEU, for some reason, they just can't fully deliver. And, well, this film doesn't fully deliver. Like, no, it's not perfect, and it has issues. Like I said, the CGI is kind of wonky. The story's like, all right. Listen, the villain, you guys know me, you know I love a good villain, so I was very disappointed to say the villain in this is a very weak villain, barely in it, kind of like, meh, you're grasping at straws. I mean, we're spent majority of the time with Black Adam and his struggles and his story, and I get that. So, like, throwing an extra villain in here and just kind of dealing with that was like, meh, come on. Like, unfortunately, it just didn't really work. Again, some really cool fight scenes came out of it. Some really cool fight scenes. You guys don't know what I'm talking about when you see the movie. But like, So overall, I mean, listen, this movie is fun. It's an introduction to Black Adam, which I hope we see more and more and more and more of, because I loved The Rock as Black Adam. Again, there's some like, moments, but it's all about the action. That's really what this is. It's get to know Black Adam, and here's some awesome action sequences for like 2 hours. That's what it is. And then here's a mid-credit scene that will make you, go insane and blow your mind, and you'll cry and freak out and be excited and yada yada. And then we move on to the next thing the DCEU has to offer. So overall, listen, I give Black Adam a 3.5 out of 5. I really enjoyed it. I'll see it again. See it in IMAX on the biggest screen possible with a packed theater full of fans if you can, because that's just going to heighten your experience. You guys let me know if you're excited for Black Adam down below in the comments. If by the time you've gotten to this review, you've already seen Black Adam, let me know what you thought. Let's have a back and forth. Let's talk. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Be sure to give me that thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on more videos like this one. You guys can follow me over on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm MamasGeeky over there, MamasGeeky. You can also check me out at MamasGeeky.com. Thanks, guys. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much to all my monetary supporters, my members, and my Patreons. Love you guys.